I was told to leave Razer's booth at CES 2026.
This is not the best place for this.
For asking quality-related questions about Razer laptops and Razer Synapse. Here's exactly what happened and why it matters. Like many creators, I just got back from CES, and I have a lot to share. This channel stays focused on one thing: quality. Before CES, I reached out to multiple Reddit communities to collect real questions people wanted answered. And the Razer community didn't disappoint. I got pages of questions around laptops, cooling, controllers, and of course, Synapse. And this is how far it got us.
Roman's Lab. Let's get to the bottom of it.
Razer had invite-only access at CES. Our slot was placed on the last day at 9 AM, so I understand staff fatigue where applicable. Their room was split into several sections: Linux-based Razer AiKIT and dev peripherals, laptop station, Project Madison chair, Project Motoko AI headset, and keyboard demos, where we were not allowed to access despite having technical questions ready, and good ones, from this video. Right away, something felt off. We were clearly being watched by this guy. And presenters became visibly uncomfortable once we started asking quality-related questions. At AiKIT station, I asked a question about Synapse, thinking it made sense. Instead, I was told,
we actually don't have anyone here that is working on Synapse.
And if I really need some answers, they would get my email and address it later.
Do you have a card on you by any chance?
Yes.
You can always pass.
As you guessed, it's been a week. No response. Next was
Project Motoko.
Razer's wearable AI headset. And to be fair, the concept is solid. Razer chose a headset over smart glasses.
Smart glasses, also, you're really limited on the UI surfaces.
Yep.
And if you've ever been around somebody using their smart glasses, you can hear everything that it's saying.
Presentation went fairly well. And since they had a Wolverine controller right there on the desk, I had to ask some questions.
I had one quick comment on the controllers that
I'd rather do this not mic'd up.
And immediately I was asked to remove the microphone. I also noticed she had her own microphone. Does Razer monitor what people are saying at the show? When I pulled up this Reddit post from user Quickset showing rubber grip suggestions to improve this controller, vibe shifted instantly. There was no interest in discussion, no collaboration. Then came Project Madison, a gaming chair with haptics and surround sound. Surprisingly, feedback was welcomed.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually valuable feedback for us, yeah.
This matters, as they were genuinely interested in my experience with gaming chairs. But mind you, we are still being watched by this guy. The real fun has started at the laptop station. There were no 2026 models, only 2025 lineup.
we have Justin here. He'll tell us about Razer laptop lineup for 2026. Justin, so you?
Yeah, so actually these are the 2025 laptops.
My host avoided direct answers as much as he could.
So, and how far are you into refresh for each of this laptop for 2026?
Yeah, this I cannot have comment on. Yeah.
And then one more question about the big boy over here. Are there any plans to have it with OLED display?
I will say this much: we're always at the forefront of choosing the best possible display for every system. When an OLED display is available, we'll definitely be considering.
I have a comment for you as well on the cooling, and I can even hear one of them, the one in the middle right here.
Yeah, we have the Max.
We really want to know if you guys are planning to change the cooling on the next lineup, or if there any development on that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're always looking at improving the cooling every single year. I mean, for these guys in particular, we added a thermal hood under each one that basically gives you a little more space for additional cooling. We're using custom vapor chambers for each of them, and of course, at max fan speed, depending on sort of your tolerance. So, but it's all within spec, and like other gaming laptops and things like that will be similarly loud, I think, when pushed to the max.
Meanwhile, the laptop next to him was spinning fans at high RPMs.
But it's all within spec.
Sorry folks, no clear answer for 2026 lineup. I assume it is all within specs and you'll get the same cooling system and the same issues carried forward. When I mentioned ongoing Reddit complaints and showed the list, it became awkward.
The feedback is we are looking for a better, improved way to submit the tickets.
Again, we take that super seriously.
And I think I'm missing one or more. I have entire page here just on Synapse, trust and regression, and support experience. You see, it's
It's not going to be the best person.
I'm just sharing, just visually, just showing him that. It's not me coming up with this stuff.
That's when supervisor stepped in.
It's not on camera and you're not going to pull out a list and ambush someone. We totally can do that.
Here's another hint. They would be okay to answer these questions, but not on camera.
This is a little bit disingenuous. Justin's scared to talk about the list.
Did you hear what he just said about Justin? This wasn't the place to ask those questions because they were showing new tech.
It's just a time and place thing. These people have worked all year on these demos, and that's what they're here to talk about. They're here to talk about new products.
Reminder, none of this was new.
Actually, these are the 2025 laptops.
Okay.
And hosts are not the best people to answer quality questions anyways.
Justin's not going to be the best person.
Then who is? Right? After this, we were pushed away from the laptop area to the reception, and when I asked about the keyboard area, we were told there is nothing new and that we, quote-unquote, had enough for the day already. At the reception, they took my contact details, but no questions to follow up on. Isn't that strange? This was a classic tactic to quietly get rid of someone persistent. And here's the main question I got. What went wrong? It's clear Razer knows these issues exist. Why wouldn't they?
What's your main driver for the change? How fast do you normally make the decisions on that? Are you guys waiting until people completely overwhelm you with their complaints? Or do you guys consistently monitor things and try to decide whether you need to change things?
Yeah, we're constantly monitoring, like every, even.
How about Reddit?
We check Reddit, we check our Instagram comments, comments. Yeah, I feel like we're quite tapped in as far as like community feedback and things go.
Okay, so guys, if you want to complain, more complaints on Reddit, these guys will listen to you.
Yeah, we'll listen to you guys.
Yeah. However, instead of addressing them openly and committing to fixes, they avoid it and shut down anyone who brings it up.
You're not going to pull out a list and ambush someone.
Because for others, this is just a question list. But for Razer, this is an ambush and immediately a threat. And if you don't know the answer, you say, sorry, I'm not aware. Or I cannot disclose it. Simple and creates zero conflict. What's disappointing is that every other brand, Gigabyte, LG, MSI and others, answered Reddit questions without any problem. If Razer had done the same, this video wouldn't even exist. Will Razer email me back? I doubt it. And this is why this situation matters. Razer doesn't want any customer feedback. They want to control the narrative, as it seems like they are switching their attention to AI developers and AI hype instead of us, the gamer community.
Is basically a hardware and software solution for AI developers. So with AI developers, generally they prefer Linux, so now we are actually supporting the installation of Linux or with guides as well as FAQs.
But another use case that we see that you may have caught at the end of the video is like humanoid robotic training, AI model training. They're going to need that first-person view data set, and Motoko can provide that.
Forge AI Dev Workstation, we launched this earlier this week at CES. So this is really big tower because it can fit up to 4 RTX Pros inside. But in a case where just one tower is not sufficient, we can actually scale it up into a multi-rack system here.
Now, after seeing all of this, I have a serious question for you. Should you keep buying Razer gear? Let me know in the comments. But for me personally, I'll start phasing it out and uninstall Synapse for good. In the meantime, let me know in the comments if you want to hear my perspective on Project Motoko and Project Madison, and if they deserve your attention. Make sure you hit this like and subscribe buttons because I have plenty of interesting content from CES 2026. We'll cover Gigabyte, Thermaltake, MSI, GameSir, several display manufacturers, and a lot more. So make sure you support this channel. It costs me a lot, and it's all paid from my own pocket. We also just covered AiKIT's case evolution and their $1 million question for you. Check that out next over here. And on this note, I will see you in the next one. Godspeed.